Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's episode, we're going to go through our trades, okay? We're going to try to take out a player, make him a star again, okay? We've done it every single week. Actually, it didn't work last week, but it's worked every other week, okay? So, we're going to do everybody a favour, trade out a player, make him into a gun, and we're going to bring in some spuds, okay? Because that's what we do here. We're doing this for the team. We're helping you out. Just come on down. Now, here are some of our options. We have 55k to play with, okay? So we're rich. We got the cash to splash. So what are our options? Well, we want to get the rookies off the field, okay? So number one option, okay, for me was this one. Trade out Davidson. Okay, he's a Gonski. Okay, Davidson goes, bring in Chad Warner. Okay, and the problem now becomes we need to find some cash. We need to have about 250k. Now, no one's got 250k except for Lindsay, because Lindsay's going to make another 20k in cash. I do realise his break-even's 14. He may make 15k or 20k, but by trading him out early, because Warner's also going to make a lot of cash, so it doesn't matter. We're upgrading the team. And by trading out Lindsay early, we're going to bring in another rookie. And at the moment, we don't know who that rookie's going to be. So let's just name it. We'll go through the rookies in a minute and work out which one we're going to bring in. But just for now, for the sake of the exercise, because we know he's playing, let's just put in there players that I can afford. Just put Erasmus there for now, but it's not confirmed, okay? So, because I really like the Port Adelaide boy. I forgot his name, okay? I like him a lot. I like Boxill, but I'm not sure about Boxill's job security. But the Port Adelaide boy I like a lot, but we do know that Erasmus is going to play, so if he's not named as a sub, we might give him a crack, okay? I might give him a go at Abs Magic. So, that's one of our options, okay? So, this leaves us with 8,300 left. Now, speaking of the rookies, okay, let's go and have a look at all of them. What is available? If it's not going to be Erasmus, who is it going to be? Let's have a look at all the rookies and which one I think I should be picking this week. Now, we're going to put the filter down. Let's just say, we're not that rich. Let's say 165k. We want to spend no more than 165k. Who's going to come in now? Now, we can see here Dudley. The problem with Dudley is he's always a sub-risk, okay? And he's already 162k, so he's out of the question, all right? We've got Collard. He's at 163k, but he's played 7 games. He's done nothing, so he's not good, okay, for Collard. We've got Sharp. Same thing. Played 8 games. He's usually the sub. And 29 points last week. He's averaging 33. Is not good. Okay, is a pass on him. Now, is there anyone else? Let's go to players that played last week. Now, there is Huswaite, and if I didn't have him already, he would be my number one pick, Huswaite. But I already have Huswaite, so there's no point in getting Huswaite twice, because I can't put him in a team twice. Just come it down. So, Lorenz is the one I really like, okay? Now, Lorenz, 83 points last week. Looks like he has Marias' role. So, it looks like the job security is between Lorenz and Marias. And Lorenz did look really good last week. But then again, I thought Marias looked good in his second game or first game as well. Then he went downhill. So, hopefully Lorenz can hold. But I wouldn't rush on Lorenz in case they lose to Adelaide, because they lost last week. Then they're going to do some wholesale changes. I don't know what they're going to do. So maybe I'm just going to wait on Lorenz. I'd rather wait a week on Lorenz. Fonty I really liked as well, but he's 160k, the Fonzarelli. Okay, the Fonzie. If you watched Happy Days, that's his nickname, the Fonzarelli. Now, 160k, yes, maybe. I don't want to spend that kind of cash, okay? So, tight ass here at Abs Magic. We don't have the cash, so I'm going to pass on him for now. I really liked Box Hill, okay? The boy from the eastern suburbs. But the problem with Box Hill is that Poo-Poo's going to come back into this team. Now, Box Hill may play this week. I want to see Box Hill play the following week with Poo in the team, not as a sub, and then I'll be interested with Box Hill. So Box Hill is one to watch. Narkul, well, he just got dropped. Okay, he's 144k. Malay, I liked. Problem is, he's gonna need to kick some goals. I mean, if he had kicked that goal, he'd be on 100 points, I reckon, from that last week's game. So Malay could be a go, but he's got to kick goals to shine. We got Wiltshire 44, but I don't know about Wiltshire. Okay, so job security not secure. There's John T. Fall, who's not doing anything right now. Okay, hasn't moved in price much. O'Connell is still on 128k. Okay, so but job security is not secure. There's actually no one. Okay, there's Bo Allen, but he's suspended for a week, so we can wait for a following week. But he didn't score. He actually had 20 points at quarter time, and ended up with 36 points. It didn't do much considering how many points the West Coast defenders scored. So it's not a good sign for Bo Allen. And there's nothing else, okay? There's nobody's, okay? Everybody is no good. Buslinger, okay, he was the sub last week. Rumours are he'll play this week. I don't know about Buslinger. The fact that he was sub last week has put me off, so is a no for Buslinger. And so, for me, because I need 2 rookies, all right? I need 1 rookie this week and 1 rookie next week, all right? And that's the problem. Now, Essendon has Hayes going to play, okay? We know about this young boy here, Hayes. Where is he? His name to play. I can't even find him. How much does he cost? Well, what can't I find him? There he is. Lewis Hayes. It looks like he's got a good role down in defence. But the problem with Hayes is we haven't seen him play yet, so we don't know how he's going to play. So there's no rush to getting Hayes. I'd rather wait 2 weeks, wait till he's on the bubble. So forget about Hayes for now. So the players that I'm interested in would be Lorenz. I also like the one that's already named, okay, the young man that's already named, because of the fact, where is he? Go averages here, all right. Go Erasmus. Because he has the forward DPP, I can move into the forward line, and that's a bonus. So, at the moment, it's between Erasmus and it's between Lorenz, okay? They're the only two that I'm tossing up between. And I'll find out more information, especially if Erasmus is not the sub this week. And I've been speaking to my good friend Damo. Well, he's been tweeting it, and Damo thinks Erasmus will not be the sub. But there's no guarantees on next week, and that's the problem. Next week, just coming down. So going to our next trade option. Okay, now I'm looking at Matt Rowell. All right, his break even is 186. Now Matt Rowell doesn't look like he's been eating his vegetables lately. Okay, looks like he's eating Spuds. Okay, he's forgot to eat the grass. He's gone onto the Spuds now, and there's a problem with that because we don't want him to eat Spuds because he'd become a Spud. So, scores of 137, it's against West Coast. 136, it's against Oliver and his friends, okay? Dawson beat him up in round 4. Played North Melbourne, 126. Played Richmond, 130. Now, these are all weak teams. Played against Sydney. Scored a 69. This was very disappointing, okay? He had 9 points until half-time. This was the most disappointing game I've ever seen him play. And if that wasn't enough, okay, as if that wasn't bad enough, he went and scored a 53 against the Lions. He got beat up this time by Dunkley. It is so disappointing to watch Rowell. Okay, now we just know that everyone can beat him up. Now he's got Libba this week. Libba's gonna, even if he doesn't get tagged, Libba's just gonna beat him up. So it's disappointing. I don't know what to expect from Rowell anymore. He's going to lose 50k. All right, let's go here. If he scores a 104, loses 40k. If he scores, let's say, a 70 again, he loses 50k. The chances are very high that he could score a 70. Okay, then nothing is guaranteed. So Rowell, you can say you keep your primos. Okay, now I've done this before. Okay, now I've traded out players that I thought were struggling. Okay, and they were struggling, and then all of a sudden they become stars. Okay, now just have a look at the ones I'm going to talk about. We talk about Ed Richards, who was on 28 points at halftime in a game, and he had 2 weeks where he was struggling. Then all of a sudden scores a 150. So these players can come back, but how long do you hold them for? So that's the question. So Matt Rowell, if we trade him out, okay, because we're not in the top 100, we're not in the top 1,000. We're trying to build a team here that's going to be half decent. So if we trade Matt Rowell out, if we trade out Flynn to go with him, okay, now Flynn is going to play Richmond, okay, now he should score at least 90 against Richmond. However, I haven't seen if he's even going to be named, okay, so we don't even know if he's going to play this week. So if we trade out Matt Rowell and Flynn together as a combination, okay, we can then bring in, okay, let's go, players I can afford, okay, round 8 points. We can bring in, back over here, okay, who can we bring in? Chad Warner, that's one, okay, and then we can bring in, most likely, well, it can be Jack Steele, okay, that's an option. Who else could it be? It could be Roll Marshall. Roll Marshall I probably pick because of the fact that the Conning, I don't know when Pittenet's going to come in the team. So if Pittenet does come in the team, I have at least a backup with Marshall that I can switch to into the ruck. So Marshall sort of helps me out here, because if Pittenet is not named this week, eventually Pittenet is going to be named. And when I trade out the Conning, I may not have cash to bring in a ruckman, so at least I've got Marshall as backup that can go into that spot there. So that's plan B. So Rowell and Flynn out, Warner and Marshall in. Okay, that's another option. Now, our next option, okay, is Rowell out again. Okay, so the theme is Rowell at the moment because we're very upset with him. So Rowell's going to be out. The next one is Davidson out. Now, Davidson has a break-even of 84, okay? Now, I don't think Davidson's going to score 84, although anything is possible, but he's only cracked 84 twice in 8 attempts, all right? So he's only beaten that twice. Actually, no, he hasn't actually done, no, he's actually got an 82, but that's the same thing. Now, if he scores, say, a 60 this week, he loses 11k, okay? We can live with 11k loss, okay? But we don't like to lose cash. But let's just trade him out for now, okay? Let's put in here, all right, players I can afford. Let's go players under 3 matches, okay? And let's go to Frio. Oh, there he is there, Erasmus. Okay, so Erasmus can come in. Let's put Erasmus in the forward line, all right? And let's go players I can afford. Well, we got a lot of cash now. We've got 768k cash. So we can pretty much bring in anyone, okay? So we can actually go for the best of the best, okay? And we can bring in the Bont, all right? So, I mean, if I'm going to get rid of Rowell, I might as well bring in the Bont, okay? So that's another option. But if I don't bring in the Bont, I mean, if you look at the Bont, is my club in a position to pay someone 700k? Now, can I pay top dollar for someone? Probably yes, because there's news out now that Treloar is out again. So it makes Bont a more viable option now to play in the midfield, because Treloar back may have pushed Bont limited mid-time, maybe pushed him forward a bit. But now that Treloar's out again, Bont's going to own that midfield. So I don't mind Bont. Now, if we don't get in the Bont, all right, if we don't get the Bont in, and we can, say, get in a cheaper like Chad Warner, this gives us a lot of cash for the following week, all right? But it's an option, all right? But if I'm going to do this trade, I want to trade out Rowell, I want to bring in the best, and that'll be the Bont, all right? So that would be my next option. Because trading out Rowell to a player like the Sydney Swans Warner, it's virtually the same thing, because Warner's going to have his bad games as well. We've seen it with Warner. He scored 60. So I'm getting the same player, saving maybe 40k cash. So it's not worth that trade. But when you trade out a Rowell to a Bont, then you've upgraded. You've done something different. So that's the option. Now, there's news on the streets at the moment that Curnow is out. Okay, looks like he's hurt his knee. He may not. He's in doubt. He's not out, but he's in doubt. Okay, so there's a difference there. Now, if Curnow is in doubt, Carlton lost last week. Pittinet played well in the VFL last week, but Pittinet was also the emergency, which means he's close to getting a game. Well, it actually doesn't mean that, but he sort of is. So, if Pittinet comes in the team this week, I can't hold the Conning no more. Okay, so the Conning needs to go. Now, if the Conning goes, now what do I do? Okay, so if the Conning is Gonski, I can bring in Max Gawn, okay, as an option. Now, if I bring in Gawn, Gawn's break even is 32. It's probably, but I'm spending the big cash and he's playing Hawthorn. His draw is not as easy as it looks, okay, because he's playing Hawthorn, he's playing the Lions. Mind you, his highest score is 215 against Lions, 185 against Hawthorn, and 198 against Sydney. But he's playing Grundy, okay, and Grundy usually motivates himself to play against Gawn. Against the Lions, actually, their ruckman might be out for 2 weeks at the Lions. Is that right? No, he's not. No, I'm wrong. It's not the Lions ruckman that's out. Who's out? Which ruckman's out? I can't work out which ruckman's out now. No, it's Geelong's ruckman that's out. Okay, so Brisbane Lions still have their ruckman, so he'll play the Big O. And Hawks ruckman is not a weak link either. He's decent. So, what is Gawn going to score these games? Okay, maybe he goes 130s. Okay, but I'm paying 687k. Okay, if he goes 130s, he's still going to make money the next 2 weeks. But then the downhill comes back down again. Okay, so there's no rush for me to get Gawn now. If I was going to rush, I'd get the Bont, okay, but not Gawn. Because a ruckman can be weather permitted. I mean, if it rains in any given day, these ruckmen aren't going to score that well. So they rely on intercept marks and whatever. So Gawn is, I don't want to pay 700k for a ruckman. Okay, so Gawn's not the answer for me. I had my chance 2 weeks ago to get Gawn. I didn't do it. So who would I get? Well, I'd have to get Royal Marshall. Okay, so Royal Marshall comes in. Okay, so Marshall comes in, all right, to replace the Conning. This is if Pittinet plays, all right? The problem now is I don't have enough cash for nothing else, okay, unless I trade it. Because if I trade out Davidson, it gives me 458k. I don't have enough money, okay? So I'm going to have to lose 11k on Davidson, and it's going to have to be Flynn that goes out. That gives me 534k. I can pretty much get anyone, all right? Well, anyone that's half decent, okay? Not anyone that's a gun, okay? So players I can afford. And I'd probably get Dawson in that spot. Or, if I don't get Dawson, I get Warner. And for me, Warner is more valuable because he's got the forward DPP, so I can actually put him in the forward line, and that will complete my forward line. Because I also have Petrarca there as well. So I'd probably pass up on Erasmus if that was the case, because I want to keep upgrading the team. So that'll be my next option. Now, my other option here, okay, going back to the Conning, okay, because if we think the Conning's not going to play, all right, and if we think he's not good because Pittinet's playing, so the Conning out, and I won't know this until tomorrow, later on tonight, so I'm going to have to do another video to retake this. So the Conning goes out, okay, we go back to St Kilda, and we bring in Marshall, okay, then we can trade out Rowell. That gives us 673k. Players I can afford. Now, I can't afford the big boys, okay? Now, as you can see here, I can't. The only big boy I can afford is Brayshaw. I've already got him. I don't want to bring in Hewitt. He's going to lose a bit of cash. I can bring in anyone that's half decent. I could probably go for Sheasels there, okay, and fix up my defence, because this is a different Sheasels to the one that I traded out. So if I bring in Sheasels, I'm going to ruin him for all of you. So you're probably going to be upset if I do this. I mean, I traded him out at 567k. I'm going to bring him in at 567k. It's going to lose a trade. And at least this way, he's not going to be that painful to watch. I lose a round 12 by player. I bring in a round 12 by player. So my round 12 by isn't as bad. So this would be my other option. And if Shizzle's going to play in defence all year, you have to have him, okay? He's a must-have. And I pretty much like this trade more than any other trade at the moment. But if I could have brought in the Bond, it would have been ideal, but I can't. I don't have the cash for him. The Bond is just a bit too expensive. What trade am I going to do this week? They were all my options, okay? But the trade I'm going to do this week, at the moment, is going to be Davidson out, okay? We're going to replace him with Chad Warner and Lindsay out. We're going to keep Oliver. We're going to keep Rowell, okay? Because we like to keep all the Spuds, okay? Because the Spuds are the major attraction to our club. We have to have the Spuds. Players I can afford. We're going to then bring in Erasmus, okay? So that he can go on the bench and not play like the rest of my Spuds and just peel the oranges and bananas every week, okay? So Erasmus will come in, he'll peel all the bananas and oranges probably in 2 weeks' time and join the rest of my players, and we're going to complete this trade, or complete the trades. And what this does now, okay, this now allows next week, if I have to trade, let's say I want to trade out Armstrong and there's no forwards, I can always push Erasmus there, okay, into that forward line there, bring Boxhill over here next week. So that's an option, okay, if I wanted to do that. So Erasmus with his DPP is vital, but then again, we need him to play every week, so I don't know if it's going to happen. Also, this week, it allows me to loop, put him over here, loop Erasmus with Huswaits. So if Erasmus, say, scores a 70 or 80, we take it. If he doesn't, we work something out. So they are my trade plans, and they are my trades for this week. Now, going on to VC and C, okay, who we're going to do. Now, Thursday night, I'm going to VC Dacos. Okay, so Dacos is my VC, okay, and my captain, who we're going to captain. Okay, let's have a look. My captain's actually playing in the same day as my VC, so that's a problem. Who can I trust? There's nobody I can trust. Okay, who would I trust here? There's Geelong versus Geelong versus GWS. Can I trust Callahan? Okay, no. Can I trust? I don't have a captain. Okay, they've got a problem here. Who can I trust as a captain? Okay, Sherry. Who's North Melbourne Lions at Ninja Stadium? Okay, well, Sherry should go nuts at Ninja Stadium. Mr. Do some karate chops, just coming down with the captain, Sherry. Okay, so it'll be Dacos as the VC and the captain, Sherry. And that'll be our trades for this week. And there'll be further videos coming out if there's a late trade or late changes, because I think there probably will be some late changes, but at the moment it's what I'm happy with. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for joining, and remember one thing: it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.